फर्स्ट टाइम ना, फर्स्ट बुक दैट वी स्टार्टेड
Okay.
पुटिंग, तो
हम्म।
इसका थोड़ा सा मिस हुआ है, लाइक काफी सारे बीच बीच में के डेज व्हेन आई वाज नॉट देयर, या फिर
अच्छा।
तो थोड़े बहुत आधे अधूरे आपको मिल जाएंगे, लाइक नॉट अ कंप्लीट कंप्लीट वर्जन। बट बाकी के जो बुक्स है अभी इसके बाद जो हम लोग ने स्टार्ट करे हैं वो आपको शायद फुल मिल जाएंगे, तो यस वी विल डू दैट।
ओके,
आई
ओके।
थिंक इफ यू कैन चेक, सौरभ हैज ऑलरेडी शेयर्ड द लिंक in the
हम्म।
previous chats, but we'll make it a point of resharing it. Hi
ओके, ओके।
Richa, good morning. Good evening to you actually. Yeah. So if you want to read, put your name. Jyoti will be starting, and then we'll continue with whoever is interested. Yeah, Jyoti, I think you can start. अच्छा मैंने screen share ही नहीं करा, एक मिनट.
हाँ।
I thought I had shared. I'll start the screen share and you start reading. हाँ ज्योति, अभी हो गया वैसे भी 25 तो पढ़ लेते हैं. आज काफी लोग शायद छुट्टी पे है.
हाँ, मे बी आज ईद है तो सब या तो सोए होंगे, आई डोंट नो।
यस यस, ऐसे ही लग रहा है मुझे भी. ये नॉर्मली इतने कम नहीं रहते.
ओके,
या
यहाँ
ठीक है,
से पढ़ना है
चलो चलो.
चैप्टर 14 से।
यस यस.
ओके, शैल आई स्टार्ट?
या प्लीज गो ऑन.
Okay. Chapter 14. It is my intention to appreciate and express the genius that I am. Everyone is born a genius, but the process of living de-geniuses them. Mansi, can you scroll? Consider that all human beings have within themselves the same essence of consciousness, and that the process of creativity and genius are attributes of human consciousness. Therefore, genius is a potential that lives within you and every other human being. You have many moments of genius in your lifetime. There are the times when you have a uniquely brilliant idea and implement it even if only you are aware of how fantastic it is. Perhaps you created something absolutely astonishing and you even amazed yourself. Then there are the moments when you make exactly the right shot in a round of golf or a tennis match and you realize with immense pleasure what you have just accomplished. You are a genius. You may never have thought of yourself as a person who has genius residing within. You may have thought that the genius is a word reserved for the Mozarts, uh,
I'm sorry to interrupt Jyoti and Mansi. Uh, I think we have skipped a chapter. We have to start from chapter 13.
Is
Or
it?
it was, yes, because it was around healing. Remember, we were saying that we have to start with the
Oh
new
yeah,
chapter, which
I'm
is
so.
around healing.
Oh yeah, I think मैंने ये शायद this was on my screen, so I just thought this is the one. Oh yeah, I remember. Sorry, Jyoti, you'll
कोई
have to
बात नहीं.
reread.
ओके, ओके, आई रीड इट, कोई बात नहीं.
अरे मैंने रॉन्ग, अच्छा हो गया बता दिया, मैंने तो मैसेज भी रॉन्ग टाइप करा था. यस.
Okay. So it is my intention to optimize my capacity to heal and be healed. No one can ask another to be healed, but he can let himself be healed and thus offer the other what he has received. Who can bestow upon another what he does not have? And who can share what he denies himself? A Course in Miracles. Every single person on the planet has within them a potential to be a healer. In order to make conscious contact with your inherent healing powers, you must first make the decision to be healed yourself. As a Course in Miracles reminds us, those who are healed become the instruments of healing. And the only way to heal is to be healed. Thus, there's twofold advantage in this intention to be healed. Once you have accepted your power to heal yourself and optimize your health, you become someone who is capable of healing others as well. One of my many fascinating observations that David Hawkins made in his book Power versus Force is the relationship between a person's calibrated level of energy and their capacity to heal. People calibrated above who calibrated above 600 on his map of consciousness scale, which is exceptionally high energy score indicating illumination and supreme enlightenment, radiated healing energy. Disease, as we know it, can't exist in the presence of such high spiritual energy. This explains the miraculous healing powers of Jesus of Nazareth, Saint Francis of Assisi, and Ramana Maharishi. Their exceptional high energy is sufficient to counterbalance disease. As you read this, keep in mind that you too emitted from the spiritual loving energy field of intention, and you have within you this capacity. In order to fulfill the intention of this chapter, you must, as Gandhi states in the quotation above, be the change that you wish to see in others. You must focus on healing yourself so you will be have this healing ability to offer others. If you reach a level of blissful illumination where you are reconnected to the source and are harmonized vibrationally, you will begin to radiate the energy that converts diseases to health. In St. Francis' powerful prayer, he asks of his source, where there is an injury, let me so pardon, meaning, allow me to be a person who gives other healing energy. This principle has been repeated throughout the pages of this book. Bring higher spiritual energy to the presence of lower diseased energy. And it not only nullifies the lower energy but converts it to healthy spiritual energy. In the field of energy medicine, where these principles are being applied, tumors are bombarded with exceptionally high laser energy that dissolves and converts them to healthy tissue. Energy medicine is the discipline of the future and relies on the ancient spiritual practices of being the change or healing others by first healing ourselves. Becoming the healing. Reconnect to the disease free, loving perfection from which you came is a second statement of what the self healing process requires. The universal mind of intention knows precisely what you need in order to optimize your health. What you must do is notice your thoughts and behaviors, which are creating resistance and interfering with healing, which is the flow of intentional energy. Recognizing your resistance is something that's integral to to pure healing intention. While I was on the treadmill at the gym yesterday, I talked to a gentleman for 5 minutes. And in that brief span of time, he regaled me with a laundry list of ailments, surgeries, heart procedures, diseases, and projected joint replacements, all in 5 minutes. This was his calling card. Those thoughts and recalculations of bodily afflictions are resistance to healing energy that's available. As I talked to the complaining man on the treadmill, I attempted to get him to shift even momentarily away from his resistance of receiving healing energy. But he was absolutely determined to wallow in his disabilities, wearing them as a badge of honor, arguing vehemently for his limitations. He seemed to cherish and cling to his self loathing for his deteriorating body. I attempted to surround him with the light and sent him a silent blessing, congratulating him for doing a treadmill exercise as I moved on to my own workout. But I was struck by how much of this man's inner focus was on disorder, disharmony, and dis-ease as he related to his own body. Reading about the role of thoughts in the reports of spontaneous recovery from irreversible and incurable disease is fascinating. Dr. Hawkins, writing in Power versus Force, offers us this wisdom. In every studied case of recovery from hopeless and untreatable disease, there has been a major shift in consciousness so that the attractor patterns that resulted into pathological process no longer dominated. Every case, imagine that. And look at the term attractor patterns. We attract into our lives through the level of consciousness, and we can change what we attract. This is a very powerful idea and the basis of accessing the power of intention, not only in healing, but in every area where we have desires, aspirations, and individual intentions. Hawkins goes on to say that in spontaneous recovery, there is a frequently a marked increase in the capacity of love and capacity to love and the awareness of the importance of love as a healing factor. Your intention in this chapter is facilitated by looking at the larger objective of returning to your source and vibrating more in harmony with the energy of power of intention. That source is never focused on what's wrong, what's missing, or what's sickly. True healing takes you back to the source. Anything short of this connection is a temporary fix. When you clean up the connecting link to your source, attractor patterns of energy are drawn to you. If you don't believe that this is possible, then you have created resistance to your intention to heal and to be healed. If you believe that it is possible but not for you, then you have more resistance. If you believe you are being punished by the absence of health, that's also resistance. These inner thoughts about your ability to be healed play a dominant role in your physical experience. Becoming a healer by healing oneself involves another one of those imaginary somersaults into the inconvincible, wherein you land upright and balanced in your thoughts, face to face with your source. You realize, perhaps for the first time, that you and your source are one when you let go of ego mind, when has convinced you that you are separate from the power of intention. Healing other by healing yourself. In Lennon McTaggart's book, The Field, which I have mentioned previously, the author has taken the time and trouble to report the hard scientific research conducted around the world in past 20 years regarding this field. I am calling intention. In a chapter that is relevant here called The Healing Field, McTaggart describes a number of research studies. Here are just five of the intriguing conclusions that researchers have come to concerning intention and healing. I present these to you to stimulate an awareness of your potential for healing the physical body you have opted for in this lifetime, as well as the corollary capacity to offer healing to others. I haven't reiterated the obvious need for a healthy diet and a sensible exercise routine, which I am assuming you are aware of and practicing. Bookstores now have entire sections on healthy alternatives for this purpose. Five conclusions about healing from the world of hard research. Number one, healing through intention is available to ordinary people, and healers may be more experienced or naturally talented into tapping into the field. There's physical evidence that those who are capable of healing through intention have a greater coherence and a greater ability to marshal quantum energy and transfer it to those in need of healing. I interpret this scientific evidence to mean that deciding to focus life energy on being in coherence with the power of intention gives you the capacity to heal yourself and others. This means essentially abandoning the fear that permeates your consciousness. And it also means recognizing the fear based energy promoted by much of healthcare industry. The field of intention has no fear in it. Any fear associated with the disease process is further evidence that something is amiss in the working of the mind. Health and peace are natural state when that which prevents them is removed. Research shows that healing through intention, which is actually healing through connecting to the field of intention, is possible for everyone. Number two, the most authentic healers claim to have put out their intention and then stepped back and surrendered to some other kind of healing force, as though they were opening a door and allowing something greater in. The most effective healers ask for assistance from the universal source, knowing that their job is to be uplifting and allowing the source of healing to flow. Healers know that the body is a hero and the life force itself is what does the healing. By removing ego and allowing the force to flow freely, healing is facilitated. Medically trained professionals often do the opposite of allowing and uplifting. They frequently convey the message that the medicine that does the healing and and communicate disbelief in anything other than their prescribed procedures. Patients often feel anything but uplifted and hopeful, and diagnosis and prognosis are usually fear based and excessively pessimistic to avoid legal proceedings. Tell them the worst and hope for the best is often the medical operating philosophy. The ability to heal yourself seems to be available to those who have an intuitive knowing about the power of spirit. The healing inner speech has to do with relaxing, removing thoughts of resistance, and allowing the spirit of light and love to flow. A powerful healer from the island of Fiji once told me about the efficiency of the native healers. He said, when a knowing confronts a belief in a disease process, the knowing will always triumph. A knowing is faith in the power of intention. A knowing also involves an awareness of always being connected to the source. And finally, a knowing means getting one's ego out of the way and surrendering to the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient source. The power of intention, which is the source of all, including all healing. It didn't seem to matter what method was used, so long as the healer held the intention for the patient to heal. Healers relied upon profoundly different techniques, including a Christmas image, a Kabbalist energy pattern, a Native American spirit, a totem, a statue of a saint, an, an incantation, and chants to healing spirit. As long as the healer held firm to an intention and had a knowing beyond any and all doubts that he could touch the patient with the spirit of intention, the healing was effective as measured by scientific validation. It's crucial for you to hold an absolute intention for yourself to heal, regardless of what goes around you or what others might offer you in the way of discouragement or getting real. Your intention is strong because it isn't ego's intention, but a match up with the universal source. It's God realization at work in your approach to healing and being healed. As an infinite being, you know that your own death and the death of everyone else is programmed in the energy field from which you emanated. Just as all of your physical characteristics were determined by the future pull, so too is your death. So let go of fear of your death and decide to hold the same intention that intended you have from the world of formlessness. You came from a natural state of well being and you intend to be there in your mind, regardless of what transpires in and around your body. Hold that intention for yourself until you are leaving this body, and hold that same invisible intentions for others. This is the one quality that all healers shared. I encourage you to emphasize it to right here, right now, and don't let anyone or any prognosis deter you from it. Number four, research suggests that intention on its own heals. But the healing is a collective memory of healing spirit, which can be gathered as a medical force. Healing itself may, in fact, be force that's available to all the humankind. It's universal mind of intention. Further, research suggested that individuals and group of individuals can gather this collective memory and apply it to themselves and to those who suffer with epidemic disease as well. Since we are all connected to intention, we all share the same life force, and we all emanated from the same universal mind of God. It's not so far fetched to assume that by tapping into this energy field, we can gather healing energy and spread it to all who enter our enlightened spheres. This would explain the enormous collective healing power of saints and make the case for each of us holding the intention to eradicate such things as AIDS, smallpox, worldwide influenzas, and even the cancer epidemic we live with today. When illness is viewed as in isolation, it disconnected from a collective health of the universal field. Several studied reports that the AIDS virus seems to feed on fear, the kind of fear that's experienced when a person is shunned or isolated from the community. Studies on heart patients reveal that those who felt isolated from their family, their community, especially their spirituality, were more susceptible to disease. Studies no longevity show that those who live longer have a strong spiritual belief and a sense of belonging to a community. The capacity to heal collectively is one of the powerful benefits that's available when you raise your energy level and connect to the phases of intention. Manish ji, you want to take it from here? You have
Yeah, yeah,
written your name. Okay, okay.
yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, the most important treatment any healer can offer is hope for the health and well-being of those who suffer disease or trauma. Healers do a self-analysis of what is present in their consciousness before they focus on someone in need of healing. The key word here is hope. The presence of hope conveyed boils down to faith. I would also call it knowing. And knowing that connection to one source is a connection to the source of all healing. When we live this way, we always see hope. We know that miracles are always are always a possibility. Staying in that mindset, fear and doubt are banished from the landscape. If you give up hope, you change the energy level of your life to vibrate at fear and doubt levels. Yet we know that the all creating source of intention knows no fear, no doubt. My favorite quote from Michel Lengo is on the value of hope. The greater danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high or and we miss it, but that it is too low and we reach it. I read it again. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it is too low and we reach it. Just imagine the intention of healers and the hopes they have for themselves and others may be even more important than the medicine being offered. The simple thought of dislike toward another impedes the potential for healing. Lack of faith in the power of spirit to heal plays a deleterious role in the healing process. Any low energy thoughts you have undermine your ability to heal yourself. All five of these research-backed conclusions lead us to an awareness of the importance of shifting our focus and connecting to the all-healing world of intention and harmonizing with it. From thoughts of sickness to intention of wellness. You are probably familiar with the phrase, and God intended, let there be light, and there was light, from the Old Testament. If you look in an English Hebrew dictionary, you will find that the English translation of the Hebrew can be read as, and God intended. The decision to create is the decision to intend. To create healing, you can't have thoughts of illness and anticipate your body falling victim to disease. Become aware of the thoughts you have that support the idea of sickness as something to be expected. Begin noticing the frequency of those thoughts. The more they occupy your mental landscape, the more resistance you are creating to realizing your intention. You know that what these thoughts of resistance sound like. I can't do anything about this arthritis. It is the flu season. I feel okay now. But by the weekend, it will be in my chest and I will have a fever. We live in a carcinogenic world. Everything is either fattening or filled with chemicals. I feel so tired all the time. On they go. They are like huge barricades blocking the realization of your intentions. Notice the thoughts that represent a decision on your part to buy into the illness mentality of the huge profit making drug companies and a healthcare industry that thrives on your fears. But you are the divine. Remember, you are a piece of the universal mind of intention, and you don't have to think in these ways. You can opt to think that you have the ability to raise your energy level, even if all of the advertising around your points around you points to a different conclusion. You can go within and hold an intention that says, I want to feel good, I intend to feel good, I intend to return to my source, and I refuse to allow any other thought of disorder or disease in. This is the beginning. You will feel empowered by this unique experience. Then, in any given moment of not feeling well, choose thoughts of healing and feeling good. In that instant, feeling good takes over. If only for a few seconds. When you refuse to live in low energy and you work moment by moment to introduce thoughts that support your intention, you are effectively decided that wellness is your choice and that being a healer is a part of that decision. At this time, wheels of creation are set in motion, and what you have imagined and created in your mind begins to take form in your everyday life. Give it a shot the next time you are low energy thinking of any kind. Just note how quickly you can change how you feel by refusing to think thoughts that are out of harmony with your source of intention. It works for me, and I encourage you to do so as well. I simply will not think any longer that I must be a victim of illness or disability, and I will not spend the precious moments of my life discussing illness. I'm a healer. I heal myself by co creating health with God, and I give this gift to others as well. This is my intention. Illness is not a punishment. Illness becomes a component of the human condition when we separated ourselves from the perfect health from which we were intended. Rather than attempting to intellectualize reasons why people get sick and come up with a rationale for understanding illness, I encourage you to think of yourself as having the potential to become a master healer. Try visualizing all of human illness from the perspective of something that the human race has collectively brought upon itself by identifying with the ego rather than staying with the divinity from which we emanated. Out of this collective ego identification, we brought about all that goes with the ego problems: fear, hate, despair, anxiety, depression, all of it. The ego feeds on these emotions because it is inconsistent on its own identity as a separate entity apart from this God force that intended us here. In one way or another, virtually every single member of the human race brought into the idea of separation and ego identification. Consequently, illness, disease, sickness, and the need for healing simply come with the territory of being human. However, you don't feel stuck there. The power of intention is about returning to the source of perfection. It is about knowing that the power to heal is all wrapped up in making that divine connection, and that the source of all life does not punish, offering karmic paybacks through suffering and hardship. You don't have a need for healing because you were bad or ignorant, or as retribution for past life offenses. You have taken on whatever you are experiencing for whatever lessons you need to learn on this journey, which is being orchestrated by the all providing intelligence that we are calling intention. In an eternal universe, you must view yourself and all others in infinite terms. Infinite terms mean that you have an infinite number of opportunities to show up in a material body to co-create anything. As you view the sickness of the mind and body that permeates your own life as well as the rest of humanity, try viewing it as part of the infinite nature of our world. If starvation, pestilence, or disease are a part of the perfection of the universe, then so is your intention to end these things as part of that same perfection. Now decide to stay with that intention. First in your own life, then in the lives of others. Your intention will match up with the intention of the universe, which knows nothing of egos and separation. And all thoughts of illness as punishment and karmic paybacks will cease to exist, making your intention your reality. Below is my 10-step plan for implementing the intention of this chapter to optimize your capacity to heal and be healed. Step number one: you can't heal anyone until you allow yourself to be healed. Work in a collaborative effort with your source to create a sense of your own healing. Put all of your focused energy on knowing that you can be healed of physical or emotional uh, disruptions to your perfect health. Connect to a loving, kind, receptive to healing energy, which is the field that intended you here. By willing to accept that the fact that you are part of the healing energy of all of life, the same force that heals a cut on your hand and grows the new skin to repair it permanently is both in your hand and in the universe as well. You are it, it is you. There is no separation. Be conscious of staying in contact with this healing energy because it is impossible to separate from it except in your ego diminished thoughts. Step number two: the healing energy that you are connected to at all times is what you have to give away to others. Offer this energy freely and keep your egos entirely out of the healing process. Remember how Saint Francis responded when asked why he did not heal himself of his diseases, which would cause his death at the age of 45. I want everyone to know that it is God who does this healing. Saint Francis was healed of ego domination, and he deliberately held on to his infirmities to teach others that it was God's energy working through him that provided the energy for all of his miraculous healings. Step number three: by raising your energy to a vibrational match with the field of intention, you are strengthening your immune system and increasing the production of well being enzymes in the brain. A change in personality from being spiteful, pessimistic, angry, sullen, and disagreeable to one of passion, optimism, kindness, joy, and understanding is often the key when witnessing miraculous act of spontaneous recovery from fatalistic progno, prognost, one second, prognostications. Okay. Step number four: practice surrender. Let go and let go is a great theme in the recovery movement. It is also a wonderful reminder in the world of healing. By surrendering, you are able to have reverence for and commune with the source of all healing. Remember that the field of intention does know nothing about healing per se because it is spiritual perfection already and it creates from that perspective. It is ego consciousness that creates the disorder, disharmony, and the diseases of our world. And it is in returning to that spiritual perfection that harmony of body, mind, and spirit are realized. When this balance or symmetry is restored, we call it healing. But the source knows nothing of healing because it creates only perfect health. It is to this perfect health that you must surrender. Step number five: don't ask to be healed, ask to be restored to that perfection from which you are emanated. Here is where you want to hold an intention for yourself and for others in an unbending, non negotiable way. Let nothing interfere with the intention you have to heal and be healed. Discard all the negativity that you encounter. Refuse to let in any energy that will weaken your body or your resolve. Convey this to others as well. Remember, you are not asking your source to heal you because this assumes health is missing from your life. It assumes scarcity, but the source can only recognize and respond to what it is already, and you too are a component of that source. Come to the source as a whole and complete. Banish all thoughts of illness and know that By connecting back to this source, filling yourself with it, and affecting and offering it to others, you become healing itself. Number six, know that you are adored. Look for reasons to praise and be feel good. In the moment in which you are experiencing thoughts that make you feel sick or bad, do your best to change them to thoughts that support your feeling good. And if that seems impossible, then do your very best to say nothing at all. Refuse to talk about disease and work to activate thoughts that predict recovery, feeling good, and perfect health. Picture yourself as healthy and free of disability. Be on the lookout for the opportunity to literally say to yourself, I feel good. I intend to attract more of the good feeling, and I intend to give it away to any and all in need of it. Number seven, seek out and cherish the silence. Many people who have suffered with long term illness have been able to return to their source through the channel of nature and contemplative silence. Spend time in quiet meditation, visualizing yourself, coupled with the perfect healthy field of intention. Commune with this source of all that is good, all that is well, and practice accessing this high spiritual energy, bathing your energy and being in this light. Bathing your entire being in this light. Meditation is always healing for me. When I am fatigued, a few moments in silence, accessing higher, loving, kind vibrations energizes me. When I feel out of sorts, a few moments in quietude, making conscious contact with God, provides me with all that I need to not only feel good, but to help others do the same. I always remember Herman Melville's timely words: silence is the only voice of our God. Here is an excerpt from a letter written to me by Darby Habert, who now lives in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. For more than for more than 2 decades, she struggled with feeling used as well, watching her own physical condition deteriorate. She opted for nature, silence, and meditation. I repeat her words with her permission below. For a year, for a year, I lived out of boxes in an empty house. Then, to remove myself from this negative energy field and the scorn of people who were sitting in judgment, I moved 2,000 miles away to Jackson Hole. The magnificence, grandeur, and peace of this sacred, enchanted place began to work its magic immediately. I have lived in silence for almost 2 years. Meditation and appreciation have become my way of life. Living low energy and worrying into high energy and moving into high energy with your help has worked miracles. I have moved from uh, hemorrhaging, hemorrhaging eyes, internal lesions, aseptic meningitis, and severe muscle pain to a health that include all-day mountain hiking and cross-country skiing. I'm slowly getting off the dangerous drugs used to control the diseases, and I know I can do it. You have shown me the way to being well, and I will forever be grateful. God bless you a thousandfold. Vene, for following your bliss and helping others to find theirs. I hope there will come a time when I can express my gratitude in person. Until then, I'll see you in the gap. Number 8. To be health, you must totally identify with the wholeness that you are. You can stop seeing yourself as a physical body and immerse yourself in the idea of absolute well-being. This can become your new identification card. Here you breathe only wellness, you think only perfect health, and you detach from appearance of illness in the world. Soon you recognize only perfection in others. You stand firm in your truth, reflecting only thoughts of well being and speaking only words of the infinite possibility for healing any and all disease processes. This is your rightful identity of wholeness, and you live it as if you and the source that creates all are one and the same. This is your ultimate truth, and you can allow this dynamic aura of wholeness to saturate and animate your every thought until it is all that you have to give away. This is how you heal from that inner knowing and trust of your wholeness. Number 9. Allow health to stream into your life. Become conscious of resistance which interferes with the natural flow of healthy energy to you. This resistance is in the form of your thoughts. Any thought that is out of sync with the seven phases of intention is your resistance is a resistant thought. Any thought that says that it is impossible to heal is a resistant thought. Any thought of doubt or fear is a resistant thought. When you observe these thoughts, note them carefully, and then deliberately activate thoughts that are in energetic, vibrational balance with the all providing source of intention. Number 10. Stay immersed in a state of gratitude. Be grateful for every breath you take, for all of your internal organs that work together in a harmony, for the wholeness that is your body, for the blood streaming through your veins, for your brain that allows you to process these words, and the eyes that allow you to read them. Look in the mirror at least once every day and give thanks for that heart that continues to beat and the invisible force on which those heartbeats depend. Stay in gratitude. This is the surest way to keep the connecting link to perfect health, clean and pure. One of the messages of Jesus of Nazareth is apropos of all that I have presented in this chapter on having a healing intention. If you bring forth what is inside you, what you bring forth will save you. If you don't bring forth what is inside you, what you don't bring forth will destroy you. I'll read it again. If you bring forth what is inside you, what you bring forth will save you. If you don't bring forth what is inside you, what you don't bring forth will destroy you. Okay. What is inside you is the power of intention. No microscope will reveal it. You can find the command center with X-ray technology, but the commander in the command center remains impervious to our sophisticated probing instruments. You are that commander. You must allow yourself to be in vibrational harmony with the greatest commander of all and bring it forth to serve you, rather than allowing yourself to be in a state of disrepair.
Yeah, we can stop here.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful chapter. Yeah. Thank you, Manish ji, and thank you, Jyoti, for reading for us. We can open up for discussion now. So, yeah, anyone wants to share anything, please feel free to add or share whatever you would like to. Jyoti, we can start with you today since you are joined at this time for the first time. And anything you found it of value in this chapter, anything you connected with, maybe you're here for that.
Yeah, basically, this was a wonderful chapter. Though I haven't read or I was not with you for the 12 chapters, but I could connect how the book actually looked like previously. So I think the intending to do something is the most important thing. और यही शायद this is what I think हमने बचपन से भी सुना है ना, that you should actually think of something, anything of your goal. And when you are actually having a pure intention behind your goal or whatever you are aiming for, things would be better. And I loved that part when it says that you have to be healed first to be a healer. So you have to actually be at peace. And मुझे लगता है कि आप जब तक खुद को heal नहीं करोगे, you will never be able to heal others, or you will never be able to help others in any way whenever you think that. तो इस चीज को भी हमने बहुत अलग अलग तरीके से कहीं ना कहीं सुना है या कहीं ना कहीं पढ़ा है, चाहे वो सेल्फ लव हो, चाहे कोई और भी कॉन्सेप्ट हो. सो एवरी कॉन्सेप्ट आई थिंक इज को रिलेटेड विद ईच अदर. एंड आई कुड रिलेट टू मैनी मैनी ऑफ थिंग्स व्हेन दे सेड कि जब मेडिकल जो लोग होते हैं, नो ऑफेंस टू एनीबडी हु इज इन मेडिकल प्रोफेशन, but the thing is that your body has those powers to heal itself. So before you go and surrender to all the external things, like medications and any other external support you take to heal your body, I think the first step should be that you go deeper into the internal factors or the internal parts you have by the source which it says. और मुझे क्वेश्चन भी पूछना है, if anybody can answer me, the जो connecting to source था, अगर previous chapter में किसी ने आप लोगों ने पढ़ा है तो मुझे please बताना कि that connection to source, how it is possible, and the flow of energy through by connecting through source and then healing yourself. I think it is a wonderful concept. So yeah, that was my take. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning to all.
Thank you. Yeah, Pranav. Yeah.
Yeah, the question she was asking was about how to connect to the source. That it's regarding the previous chapters. Here, the author mentions, actually, he specifically mentions about the repetition of japa or some mantra. So, with that repetition of japa or mantra, you will get in touch with the source. You will be in complete union with that. But you also have other techniques like meditation and take one or the other sadhana at a consistent practice. So when you practice meditation or repetition of japa, then you will be in connection with the source, and you will be in the total with when you are in union with the source. Obviously a lot of healing energies flows from the source to your inner heart. So that is the way to get connected. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for answering that for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jyoti. I can also like add. In fact, I want to share from the chapter also. Like there were a lot of insights along the way for me, and for me especially, I was talking something to my daughter. It was just reconnected, and recently I'm into Reiki healing. So it's basically, and Pranav is into yoga and all of that. Richa is into pranic. So we all are a mix of people over here. So I would say that all of these things, now where we connect with our own self, it's basically our inner self, and being more intuitive about it and knowing that God lies within us, and there is an inner power, like inner energy and an higher self to us, and connecting that link is what I feel is maybe connecting to intention, connecting to the higher self, whatever we can call it. I feel just getting connecting with our own self is healing in its way. And I just remembered a few things which I would want to share with everyone here. So, this, especially this last line, right? If you bring forth what is inside you, what you bring forth will save you. If you don't bring forth what is inside you, what you don't bring forth will destroy you. This was an aha moment for me today, especially because I remembered with these four lines. I remembered that in the initial, very beginning part of the chapter, the author talks about the seed that is there within all of us, and he talks about that an apple tree, like every seed knows what it is supposed to become. So it's like an apple seed will only convert into an apple tree. A mango seed will always create a mango tree, kind of a thing. That is what he explains in the initial chapters. And he says that we know what we are supposed to be, and we know how we are supposed to be connected with the purpose, if we just can tap into that inside part and in our heart or things like that. So I just remembered, and surprisingly, like I don't know, maybe that it was the influence of this book somewhere, that I was talking to my daughter the other day, and I just shared with her. I was talking with her something. Yeah, I remember. I just talked that she's gifted in a way of she's very creative, and she's also very intuitive and all of that. And but she procrastinates a lot. She has some good talents in her, but as a child, and as we all have, in all of us, she is very she sometimes tend to take it for granted, and she will not put much. She's not a very, like, as of now she's just in first standard, but she's not learned to work hard and put a lot of attention, and she don't have that qualities imbibed in her right now. So I want to I try my best to that she should be more sincere and all of that. So I was just telling her the other day that see, you are gifted in a way, so so when you learn, she, for her, even if she learns once or twice, she remembers. So I was just telling her, but that is not enough. You have to make sure that you also practice hard, you also make sure that you have to work hard. So that when I was referring this to her, I was just telling her this one thing, that that was somewhere from the book, and then remembering the book and the seed part, I was telling her that, see, the thing is that we all are like, when God gives us in that tone and the voice that we talk to a child. I was telling her that God gives us these gifts, and He puts us that gifts into us like a seed, and it's our job to nurture them, to put soil, to make sure that the soil is good enough. We water them every day, and then the plant grows up and all of that. And then I told her what happens to a plant if it is not nurtured and if it is not watered enough, and if we ignore it, if we just, that's how. Then she said yes, the plant will die, because she sees that, right? Like in the day to day life, when the plants we don't nurture, they tend to go low and all of that. So she was like, then the plant will die. So I told her that is what happens to your gifts if you don't, if you don't nurture them, if you don't take care of them. And she then understood it. So then she was like, oh yes, 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 I understood it and all of that. So it was just a fun conversation, just trying to help her, just trying to help her that you should study hard and all of that, because now her exams are going on and she's still being very casual about it. So I just remembered this line with that example. That is one thing I feel this is for all of us. Like when this particular, the last part, right? If you don't bring forth what is inside you, what you don't bring forth will destroy you. So it's basically, I feel it's also about the gifts we have in, like we all have certain gifts and we are gifted with something. As a child, we are more aware and connected to them. If we don't actually value them, that is what happens, right? Like when we go too much into life and everything happens and we just forget our own talents and skills, they are, I feel they're just taken away because uh, maybe we don't nurture them enough, is what was my realization. So I just wanted to share that with everyone. And again, the whole chapter, the healing part, the belief of a healer, and the person himself into hopes and all of that was also very, very connecting, because I could connect it with many places and people where where we do this Reiki healing and practices. And even yoga is the same thing, right? Like when you connect with yourself, we, I think in this chapter only or somewhere we recently only read that yoga is also when you connect with your own self. And meditation, there is this another book called The Power of Your Heart, which is also something where you connect, when you connect with your heart or what is inside of you, that is when you can manifest anything and everything, because you operate from a heart space. That is, there is a research and science around this also, a lot of things. But most of us, we are taught to be rational thinkers and we think practically and all, and it's good, but then we need to have that equal balance, I feel. And sometimes we miss out on this intuitive part of us, which is actually having all the answers and telling us and guiding us towards many things. And that again reminds me, Deepika is also here, she might just add better to this, but I just want to add that also reminds, today it was just in one more thought that when we were talking about this Bhagavad Gita and all of that, it said that in different yugas, uh, the demons and the gods were separate. So in the Satyuga, they were in different spaces altogether. In the further yugas, they got together, in Dwapar or Treta, I think they got in one country, then they got in one family, and now they say in Kali Yuga it's all, they are all both are within us. So we always have to choose to be like a demon and a divine qualities. Which qualities from? So Deepika will answer that better. So I just remembered of all of that. It's just like choosing that divine qualities and the divine guidance that is always within us, and following through without any questions and just with a lot of surrender. So it's easy said than done, obviously, I feel, but I think somewhere operating or even having an intention of operating then from that space helps a lot, is what I feel. So just wanted to add that. I think I took a long time, but yeah, sorry for that. And yeah, please, anyone else wants to add something else, please do. Anything that connected with you today to the chapter. Yes? Richa, you want to say something? Anyone else? Deepika, Richa,
Yes,
Sunil?
yes,
Yeah, yeah, go on.
I was trying to unmute, but was not able to. Okay. Yes, few things that I wanted to share. First of all, thank you to Jyoti and Manish for reading today. It was a very powerful chapter, and I think this chapter is very close to my heart because for years I have been working on healing, so I resonated with a lot of ideas that were put forth by the author, and it also reminded me of the first book that I was part of with B Club when I joined, which was I think 4 years ago. And it was You Can Heal Your Life by Louis Hay. So a lot of uh, the ideas that were shared in today's book, and I know that Wayne Dyer and both Louis Hay and Wayne Dyer have done a lot around healing so many people across the globe. So yeah, so their ideas definitely work well for me. I loved these 4 lines that Mansi you also highlighted, and the reason why I connected with it is also because of a lot of suppressed emotions that I had that I didn't even realize over the past several years, and I have worked on them like for almost 20 plus years now, and that's what I mean, that's the way I am seeing, because it is based on my limited experience in my this current lifetime. uh so I feel that if you don't bring forth what's inside you, that's basically all of your suppressed emotions. You are suppressing them, and that's why they will eventually end up destroying you. So it's better to face them rather than run away from them, from what I have learned in my experience. And the other thing that that I had learned the hard way few years back was that healing is a constant process, because time and again, like you work, sometimes you work so much on healing a relation, especially when it's when it's a very important relation in your life, be it your mother, your father, your spouse, anyone, right? Anyone that we might have worked on. Uh, we have this tendency, I mean, at least I have this tendency that I am like, okay, no, I have to fix this, because we are like, I have an engineering mind. So I will try to fix it, and I will be so persistent and perfectionist about it. And because I'm so hardworking around it, at times I will also think that, oh, I have worked hard enough and this is healed, and that's when, like, yes, for you have come a long way and whatnot, but you also realize that things resurface. And sometimes it might not be with that same people. What I have also realized, it's not always with the same people that, oh, that's resurfacing some old memory, but sometimes it's with someone else who is exercising a similar behavior. Like, for example, if you dealt with a very dominating parent growing up, someone trying to exercise control over you, like this is what I had experienced in my recent past. It gave me a very uncomfortable feeling, and it took me some time to understand that actually the problem is not this person who is saying certain things. Like, it's not about them at all, and it's not about hurt or anything of that sort. But I realized that it's the way they are making you feel. And again, I'm not trying to focus on the person, because that person doesn't is not even aware what they are saying, and it's just a friend, right, who is just saying something without realizing. But it was an eye opener for me that, oh my God, I have so much to heal, because it's making me feel something. And it also made me realize that it's not resurfacing anything with my healed relationships. I mean, which I'm, continuing to work on, because healing is a constant process. But I could feel in my body that it's not because of the trauma that I have from the experiences that I remember in this lifetime. And that's when it occurred to me, because I've always heard this and believed in this, but this is probably the first time where I felt that it is very deep rooted, and I'm carrying this from the previous lifetime because of how it different the energy felt. So I don't want to sound too spooky or too out there, outlandish, or whatever you would want to call it, but it was a very different feeling. And that's when I realized that, oh my God, it's such a deep healing process, and we are always working on our healing. So and thirdly, what I wanted to share was when I realized that these are some very deep rooted or deep seated trauma issues or energies that I'm dealing with. I do, as Mansi has mentioned, I have learned pranic healing. I don't do a lot of it, with my work schedule and everything. But what I follow is saltwater bath, and sometimes just working with intention of cleansing the energy in my body. And uh, past few weeks, what I realized was a lot of times I would just be focusing on, okay, I want to disintegrate these energies. So when I take a salt water bath and I scrub salt on my body, and I would say these things out loud, also, that disintegrate, right? This disintegrate all of these suppressed energies, the so-called negative energies. But past few weeks, I actually changed my script because I realized that I am trying to get rid of the feelings, and I'm not thanking them, because somewhere we need to express gratitude for all of these deep rooted, and they are just so-called bad energies. They are actually serving you more than the good energies, I feel at times, because they tell you something is wrong. So I started putting the intention that, thank you so much for serving me all this time and for letting me know that I have something to work on. Um, I'm very grateful that you made me realize about your presence, but it's time for you to go. And I just release it lovingly. And this happened with this book actually, because of the previous chapters and how the author has explained that how love can change, everything around you. So that was one thing that I have implemented based on my learnings from this book. So I hope that this helps other people too. That was my share for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Richa, for sharing such deep insights and such great realizations. Super awesome. I think they must be for help for everyone, definitely. So yeah, anyone else wants to add something? Even I had some reminder after Richa, but Richa shared, which I wanted to share, but I'll share a little later when everyone is done. So anyone wants to add something? Please feel free to unmute and speak. Anything around this from what we read or whatever you could connect with the book so far? No one?
I can add, Mansi.
Yeah, please, Manish. Yeah. Anything
See,
around healing? Yeah.
yeah. See, no, not about healing, but just that is just a part of that. So when we talk about the power of intention, like what we read today, it's just like, when we are, give me example, like when we grow a plant, right? So we cannot let say the height of a plant is say 10 meter, let's for example. And when we grow it, let's say a few months back, we cannot hold the plant to कि ठीक है 2 फुट है तो उसको let me hold it, है ना? तो the natural tendency of the plant is to grow, or if it is not being you can say soiled properly, then it will die. So say same it is through our power of intention. Either we are growing or we are dying. There's no neutral state in our power of intention. So that's what the author was trying to say through his that the 4 lines, right? So if you are not using the energy of your power of intention, then if you are using that, it is working for you. And if you are not using that, it is working against you. So because it's just like that, if we don't cultivate good habits, we will automatically cultivate negative habits or bad habits, right? So the point here is that we should follow our power of intention, because that is that is our true source of energy and power and the purpose of life we have inside us. And when we do that with calm, patience, peaceful, and faith, it's just like when you are thinking in a very calm way, that is the voice of God that the author is trying to say. So then you truly understand your true consciousness, and then you start believing and have full faith on your intention. You know that when you are focusing, the power of intention is basically, we are fully focusing on our thoughts and actions, and we are helping it to get the desired results through having the faith on our intention. So the author is just trying to mention that, we if we understand our true power of intention, what is the source, what is the purpose, and we follow it very consciously with full faith, belief, positive emotions, and things like that, then we have everything inside us that we need to achieve our goals, like the true purpose of life. So you just just follow your intention, power of intention, and with the complete focus, faith, and through this all different affirmation, gratitude, and so many things like that, and just follow it will full faith and full focus, and it will bring the desired results. So the author is just I think focusing on that you have to believe your power of intention, because that is the primary source of divine energy and our individual energy also, because the source of energy is same, our individual source of energy and the source of universe, they are the same source. So we have to believe that source of creation, the ultimate source of universe, that we have so much energy inside us that we don't have to uh, doubt ourselves to follow our power of intention. So we already are what we wish to become. We have to just nourish it with faith, faith and good emotions. Because good emotion, the like high emotion, good emotion is a frequency that you need to connect with the highest energy of the universe. The frequency we call it the vibration, so that you get connected with the right things at the right time, and you don't have to just doubt it in any way. So that's what the author is trying to say. Thank you.
Yes, yes, agree, agree. So yeah, one more realization for me when we were reading this was that earlier point when the author mentioned about the healers, they have to be on 600 point or higher or somewhere that like that he mentions, right? Like so that was a takeaway for me, because I was like, maybe it happens like I also tend to take things very casually at times, and especially these words healing and all, we don't grow up listening to them, and we just got to know these words recently. And for me, like sometimes it comes like a monkey mind, and the mind plays this like is this like, what is it like, am I doing the right thing, or is it just a jargon that we are just following through because our parents don't believe in these things, or our parents or all the elder generations are not really aware or into all of these things, and these are the new terms that we are as a generation getting aware of now. So somewhere that misalignment happens. So I feel, I just had a feeling that, oh, I need to really be very conscious about this. And the hope part, where when I felt like when I am sending healing to someone, it's very important. I don't know about the person who's receiving, but at least I need to have a very strong hope and surrender, and all of that is what I felt. That was a realization for me. So yeah, wonderful. All in all, the chapter was very, very beautiful. Like it was a lot of learnings and lot of takeaways for me personally, and really connected with a lot of things. So yeah, yeah. Deepika, you want to say something? She hasn't spoken yet. Any all of us others. Sunita has also not spoken, but she's not there. So, Deepika, you want to say something? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, hi Mansi. Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Hi, hi. Good
Uh,
morning.
I have connected after a few days. Sorry for that. But yes, the chapter was so profound. And the healing process is within us, and we can reverse the health issues which we are facing by connecting with the source or the power of intention that the message the author is trying to say. And that's the purpose of the positive affirmations which we repeat every day, that I am powerful, yes, I am always surrounded by divine protection. So all these messages also imbibe the same thing. And yes, the powerful tools like meditation, japa, and listening to divine bhajans inculcate the divine qualities which you were talking about, Mansi. Those divine qualities are very, very important, as the demonic qualities are within us right now. In the age of Kali Yuga, the Rakshas, the demons are not outside the world or outside the country or in our family. They are within us. So we have to remove those demonic qualities and inculcate and imbibe those positive qualities. And it will happen only and only when we are connected to the source, when we are connected to that divine power that I have felt all these last 10 days. We were in the shifting process, and it was not so easy. We came from our own house to a rent house, and just because to ease our kids that the school is nearby to this house now. So it was very a big decision, challenging decision, and the things you gather in your house is like ye bhi le lo, ye bhi le lo, and you arrange the things. You prepare those almiras and all those based on the height and measurement of your house. But in a new house, and that too of rented, it's very quite difficult to adjust all those stuffs. So it was very challenging. My body was so much paining the last week. But yes, that's the power of intention from where I came up. And now I realize that I have to back to my original routine. And yes, it's very powerful to connect with the source, to the divinity. And I would really say this, that I have felt this thing in the last 10 days. So much hustle bustle, so much unorganized things, and again your body is paining, the body is not supporting. You have no matlab, uh, habit to do all such sort of things. वो आदत ही नहीं रही उस तरह से काम करने की. But again you have to manage. So thank you everyone for being in this divine group and giving so powerful knowledge and powerful wisdom. And yes, power of intention is really powerful.
And
Thank you.
Deepika, I want to say something to you on what you just said. आपने तो you always teach attachment detachment, right? So why you
Yeah. That was very keen. Matlab, I was
फिर
not at
why
all attached to the home. That those feelings were there, but yes, you are detaching from your own house after living over
you
there
that?
for 16, 17
Yeah,
years. Although we will go back to that after 7 6 7 years after the kids completed their 12th. But the that shifting is a cumbersome process, that I'm telling yet to how to move the things, and then how to arrange the things, and how to arrange the kitchen and all those stuffs. So that was the cumbersome process. And the power of healing means uh, uh, you know, एक लेवल आ जाता है ना जब आप वो मेड्स पे डिपेंडेंट हो जाते हो थोड़ा थोड़ा, और बॉडी से इतना आपका निकलता नहीं है, बट फिर भी आपको खींच के नए घर में कुछ मिल नहीं रहा, कुछ हेल्प नहीं है, आपको सब कुछ खुद करना है. दैट वाज चैलेंजिंग, एंड आई हैव केम आउट फ्रॉम दैट प्रोसेस. हर बॉडी का अंग अंग पेन कर रहा है. और अगेन द पावर ऑफ मेडिटेशन एंड जपा इज रियली अमेजिंग. आपको बूस्ट अप करता है, और आज मैं फील करती हूँ सब कुछ ऑर्गेनाइज हो गया. बट ये कैसे हुआ? आई वाज टेलिंग टू माय हस्बैंड यस्टरडे नाइट, ये सब हो कैसे गया 1 वीक के अंदर अंदर? आई एम अमेज्ड. मतलब मैं तो इतना काम कर ही नहीं सकती, बट ये हो कैसे गया? So I'm surprised now. But that's the power of matlab, connecting to the source, that I can really say that. That attachment detachment I'm not talking of. I'm talking about this chapter of healing now. So all those stuffs of matlab, body pains and those work, वो वाला hustle pestle वाला I'm talking about. Yes, that was a major decision, and we have taken it very happily, that we have to move from our own house to the rented house, and it's quite small, not that too big, but yes, we have to do for ourselves, for the happy moments of our family. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So very, very beautiful, Deepika. I can relate with what you shared because you know what, even in my college days, we have done that. So we used to stay in a city, and for that, I had to go to my college. I had to wake up at 5 o'clock and catch the earliest train to reach my college because it was a little far away. And then after 1 year of doing that, me and my parents, my mom decided that she was working then, and she decided that she will travel because we used to stay in a city where her job was just a local just a auto she can take and she could reach to her workplace. But then she decided that I will travel by train, and so that the distance for me and my father reduces halfway. So we took a decision like that, and that has really served us well. It really helped us when we took that call. And yeah, I would say that sometimes change of spaces and everything works really well because we shift a lot of things in that process, right? So yeah, I could relate with what you're saying. And one more thing which I wanted to share during my turn also, but then I somehow forgot that point. Is what that is one point what I felt is during the reading today is we don't have the sometimes when we talk about healing and especially relationships, we think that it's only with when we talk about relationships we think it's about the people around us, and when we talk about healing we think it's just the body level healing of our discomforts or things like that. But what I have learned and what I also understand now, that is healing is not just about people and relationships and your body or diseases. It's about everything and anything around you or whatever you encounter. It's basically because we are all energy beings and we are vibrating at a certain level, so it's also about our spaces, about our money, about the things we interact with basically, and about anything and everything. So I think anything that is not working so great in our life, I think needs certain kind of healing at some point maybe, or something needs to be changed or work differently in that area, is what I understand. So there was this one example which I just somehow I'm remembering again and again, so I'll just share it with everyone. So there was this one girl. It was a share in one of the sessions with my mentors, and it just clicked to me, so I just wanted to share with everyone. It's around healing. So there was this one girl who the couple, they had a marriage, and she was not on talking terms with her mom, especially with her parents, because she had some rough relationship with her. And for some 7 years they were not on talking terms, maybe after a marriage or something like that, I don't know. And this couple was planning a pregnancy, and they were trying to conceive, but the girl was not able to conceive for a longer period of time. And somehow some things were not working out. But then she attended some seminars, she worked on herself, and she worked on all these things. And uh, she healed certain part of her, and her relationship with her mom got better, and she started talking with her mom, and her things got better and better. And immediately she conceived, without any like medications or anything at all. Things worked out for her. So we sometimes, I feel, we don't know what is going on where and what is actually holding the process or what is holding it back. But some things, like just the moment her relationship with her mom got healed, uh, things got so much better for her, and she could easily conceive. And that reminds me, like that, uh, giving birth, and actually when a child is raised, or even the internal organs, we were yesterday itself, as it was a holiday, me, my husband, my daughter, we were just having a fun game when my daughter just started listening to the heartbeats or the stomach, and she put her head on the stomach, and she was like, oh, I can hear this sound, or there is some sound or something, like a child, we were just playing. And when we did it to each other, so it was so much fun. So we there was this interaction and realization that actually it happens, right? Like all our organs are operating on their own with some intelligence energy. All the things are operating. A child takes birth and everything, the child grows on itself, a plant grows on itself. There is some intelligent energy that is operating all of this, which, and as Maniji also rightly said, we cannot control everything, but as humans we want to, right? We want to be the best parents. We think that we would do the best, and only then the kids will be the best, and whatever, like in every area. Sometimes we do this to the spouses also, or any close relationships. We feel कि मुझे पता है, मेरा सुनो, या फिर if you listen to me, or if you do it this way, then things will go out right and all. But I think it's all about the faith and surrender, that this is a different being. And as it grows and as things evolve, we just need to be the soil or the support system. Maybe our job is just to put the water and have make sure that the soil and the environment is right, and that's it. And then as we do that part well, everything, the plant takes nurturing, and it grows on its own in a very different way. And that happens with everything, I feel, with a relationship, with anything and everything that around that we surround ourselves with. So that was my realization, and I wanted to share it with everyone, that it's not just body level or relationship level healing that we can talk about. It's about everything and anything that needs healing. And maybe that reminds me again of the another video by Gabriel, that is on a surrender. So I'll try resharing it if I haven't already. So that is one thing which I feel. And yeah, very true, very beautiful chapter in all. And I feel sometimes हमको ऐसे लगता है ना कि सब कुछ ठीक है, but it's not that way, because I feel this is like the whatever is happening in our life is like a GPS, or is like the results that we are getting are like signs telling us that something needs to be worked on. So this is how I take it. I take it as things when something is not something is difficult, or something is not going smoothly, then that something is there to be need. As Rich also mentioned about the book You Can Heal Your Life, right? In that book also she's mentioned like which part what. So there are the different energy levels, energies that we talk about: divine, feminine, masculine, and so many other things that we all have within us. Sometimes that those parts need to be healed, and I don't know what all, but just trying to put it all together, putting my thoughts together. So there's so many areas that the healing is needed. So sometimes we're just not aware of. We just need to have that faith and surrender to the process, and things just work out, is what I just wanted to sum it up together. Yeah, it's already over time, so yeah,
Yeah,
we'll keep it short.
Mansi, just to add to what you are saying, see, that's why the gratitude come into picture, right? So, and see, in life, whenever we say that something is not happening, so we should just put the right effort and just focus on what we have right now, because that's the power of gratitude, right? You can be so happy with what you have already, right? So, and that makes you keep going. So instead of
Yeah,
focusing,
I agree. I agree,
yeah,
Maniji, but what I want to add to this is the gratitude is one part of it. It's like basically a life is like a puzzle, right? So these are all the pieces of it. So only gratitude will not help. Only healing will not help. Only any of this, it's all collective. So sometimes things just work out very fine. And sometimes something going smooth is also through the energies and through these healings that happens, I feel. And
yeah,
that's a realization is what I feel. It's just
that is
like
what I'm saying.
everything
No,
works in,
no,
like we need to
no.
connect the dots.
No, Mansi,
Everything
what
is
I'm saying
together
is,
on operation.
we have to focus on what we have control on, not focus on what we don't have the control, right? So if we are focusing on acting on what we have control on, then the things that we want to manifest will be manifested with time, right? It's just like, you want to have a new crop in your garden, right? So you have just planted the seeds, so you have to wait for the seed to grow to have the fruit, right? It's just like that. What you have
Yeah,
not
true, true.
manifested
Yes.
till now, so you have to.
We need to have that allowing also
Yeah,
happening. Like
exactly.
somewhere we
Yeah.
need to allow things to happen or unfold their own way, and not be impatient or anxious around them. That's also very, very important.
One more thing,
So
today nowadays people are so much obsessed about money and so many other things. But see, till the time we don't have enough money, we can feel happy about our healthy body, and our good thoughts and things like that. So we have so many things to cherish at every stage of life. And I think the real happiness lies in non-material things. I do agree that material things also has its own value, but it's just like putting the right focus at the right time, it makes a lot of difference. That's what I believe.
yeah, very true, very true. I agree. Yeah. Anyone
And
else? Anyone else wants to add something? Otherwise, we can close for today. It's already a lot late. Today we got overtime. We need a timekeeper for sure. Otherwise, we just go on. Today, even I couldn't, like, I was not able to share something in short. I think the topic was so different today that I had haywire of emotions. So I was trying to just articulate them and put it together properly. Not not really was very successful, I feel, at it. But yeah, I tried my best.
yeah, this
So
is for
yeah, I
Deepika.
think
Yeah, Deepika, you
yeah.
moved to Sector 45, right? So you have moved to Krishna House. There's this Iskon temple in Sector 45. I hope you know that. Deepika, are you hearing?
Yes, yes, yes. That was the boost up reason we shifted over to there. Yeah.
So you should be happy about your move. Like,
Yes,
don't think
yes,
about
for
what
sure,
you're not
for sure.
liking.
We
Yeah,
are
yeah,
so happy for that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
yeah, yeah. There is Iskon
Okay.
temple, and I will tell you, Sector 45 is a very, you can say, spiritual and very auspicious place to live. My
Thank
office is
you.
also there, so everybody is thriving there. So just wait for the like beautiful time. I think
Yeah,
you will have
yeah,
a
yeah.
beautiful time out
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
That's the thing only. We need only 5-10 days for settling period, and after that, I really like the society. I really like the environment over here. and everything is so positive. Yeah.
Yeah, my office is right in front of ISKCON temple.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we will surely meet. No worries.
Yeah,
We
can
will
you
meet.
just tell me sometime whenever you have time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah. We will meet.
Wow.
Sure.
So you are just aligning with what you're most connected with,
We
Deepika. That's
used to
so
come to this temple from far away, Sector 22.
so
yeah, and then Krishna just got you closer. So
Yeah.
now it's like hassle free for you.
yeah, yeah, just
Yeah.
like that. Now you are in a Krishna sector, right? So Krishna area. That's good.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you everyone. It's such a beautiful conversation. And yeah, whenever you
Yeah,
want to add
beautiful,
something,
beautiful chapter
Nothing else,
today.
but then after reading this chapter, what I thought was I got a hope to, heal myself. And in the coming years, obviously, our bodies would have some or the other health ailments. It depends upon the history as well. So if we start working on this healings right now from this stage, so when you get used to that connecting to the source, later if you get any disease also, you'll be in exact position to get connected to it easily rather than
yes,
you
yes,
wasting
I
time now
agree.
and then suddenly if some disease comes out and if you try these all healings it may not work because it works in the contradictory mode. So it's better, like when everything is settled and when everything is good, it's better we put a practice on ourselves and work on ourselves to get connected to the source. And one thing, Deepika, when I shifted my house, I just worked only on my the kitchen part and as well as the sleeping area. And then I used to work first on my sadhana, and then am I okay with my survival mode? That is, eating, is it proper or not? Is my sleeping area good or not? And then after this, I used to work on the sadhana, and after that, I used to get the clarity of thought, and then I used to just arrange my things. It has taken around 2 to 3 months, but then slowly I used to work, and with this doing sadhana and all, no, you'll get the clarity of thinking to place which things and to to declutter the things and all that. So you should also be very much conscious about the clarity of thinking. So I think this tip may work out for you. So it's just a sharing from my end. Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, yeah.
One more
I,
thing is
I,
that
I also operate the same way, Pranavi. So I just don't give like too much importance to the arrangements and all. I sometimes just
Yes.
keep it on the hold, or so at times when I feel a little burnout or something, and I'm like, okay, I'll come back to it a little later. I'll just prioritize other things,
Yes.
and I make sure that my energies are in the best space. Like I don't get
Yes.
exhausted. I try not to get exhausted
And
at
these
times.
days, though, after reading all these books and being in I mean, in these groups, no, I am literally tying blinkers to my eyes, and I'm just focusing on whatever is the basic need of the life right now, and my goals only. And later, all these things, I'm like, that's absolutely okay if I'm in a little of chaos also. So
Yeah,
it's
in
like that,
fact,
and
I feel at different phases of our life, na priorities and our preferences keep changing, and we keep
yes.
changing and evolving. So at times you are able to do something easily, and sometimes the same things take so much efforts. Then I think it just our as we should take it as a guidance. Maybe at this point of time, that is what I should be prioritizing, and that's fine. I think
True,
that's okay.
true, true.
and
Yeah.
Manasi, I
So
want to add.
that's it.
We should declutter our house very often, because I feel that the more the less stuff you have in the house, right, then you are more it is more easy to clean, and it is more easy to focus on important things, yeah, just like that.
I
So
agree. I agree. In fact, I keep doing that all the time, and I keep sometimes I keep talking to my husband that this seems like in forever process. I just wish this thing is no more on my list of to dos.
what you can do is you can target one room every week, kind of a thing, or maybe one room every week, just like that. So that helps, I think, because
And
our yeah, our mind likes small goals. So we can do small goals very easily, not big goals. If you think that you can clean your house in one day, that becomes very difficult actually.
So for me, na, I have put like not even one room. I have put like one corner at a time, just to ease out myself. I feel like just go one corner at a time and be easy. next day or whenever you are wanting to do it next. And I think that has helped me a lot, because slowly and steadily everything is getting organized, and I want to come to a place where I don't have to do it again and again. It's just like a little bit of touch up and everything is all set. So I'm just trying to come to that place for myself. So, and
Okay.
yeah, it is helping.
Yeah, actually, I
And
just got.
one more thing was, before that, I used to not keep my things which are related to my goals right in front of my eyes. These days, I'm becoming so selfish that even in my room, I'm just placing the things which are related to my goal under the vision of my eyes. Before, I used to not do that. I used to keep something, my music book somewhere else, and then the speaker somewhere else. And the moment I feel like connecting, it used to be a complex process for me to connect all these things in a particular rhythm. So these days, I'm not doing that. Right in front of my eyes, the first three drawers or whatever in my room, I'm just for making sure that only my things which are related to the goal, I'm putting it there. So I think this also works for Deepika because she is in a place to assign the places, the things right now in the in her house. So yeah, that's it.
And Mansi,
Thank
one
you
thing I
all.
want to tell you, you mentioned no, you told your daughter to work hard. I will tell, my take on that is, we should tell our kids saying that, you are very talented, but you have to just practice it
Yeah, yeah,
often.
actually, I told the same thing. I told the same thing. I told
Don't
her
tell
to
her to
keep
put effort. Effort
practicing.
is a, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, effort is a kind of a stressful word actually, what I think. Yeah.
Because even I am not like a very much believer of hard work as such. So that's the same thing. I think similarly, I use some other words in Marathi talking to her, but I was not able to recollect it. But yeah, that is what I was trying to tell her, that basically you have a gift, but that doesn't mean you take it for granted. You need to work towards it, to
Just
make it a
practice it.
plan
No, no,
and nurture
just
it,
say,
and all of that
just say,
was the core message.
I will say, use the word practice. Just practice it on a daily basis. That's it. I think that makes a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, very true, very true. I'll just remind her of that. Okay, I think we should close now, because
Okay.
everyone anyways
Thank.
it's a lot of time. Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
everyone. Bye bye. See you all.
Bye.
Wonderful reading. Tomorrow
Yeah,
we'll read
thank
the
you. Thank you,
last
everyone.
second last chapter, and we'll finish the book in 2 days. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.